Hello my dear students, I hope you all are fine. Today in this video, let's discuss the exercise of chapter 11, that is transportation in plants and animals. In the last video lecture, we have completed the chapter explanation. Now it's time to understand exercise. So without wasting time, let's get started. So here comes the first question, that is match structures given in column 1 and function given in column 2. So we have to just arrange it. Actually, over here I have mentioned the answers, but I will explain you one by one. First one is stomata. So stomata is a tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. Its function, two functions are there. First one is to exchange the gases, and second one is to perform the transpiration process and remove out the excess water. So that's why the answer is transpiration. Second one is xylem. So xylem is a vascular tissues and its function is to transport the water inside the plant and throughout the all plant parts. So here option B, transport of water. Third one is root hairs. So root hairs are present at the end of the roots. Okay, it is having a hairy structure. Its main function is to create the max absorption area for water. मतलब क्या कि वो सरफेस एरिया बढ़ाता है रूट्स का सो दैट दे कैन जस्ट एब्जॉर्ब मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर. Last but not the least is phloem or phloem, जो बोलना हो. So phloem is the vascular tissues present in plant and its function is to transport the food which is going to be produced by the leaves and transport to all plant parts. So this is the first one. Second question comes, that is fill in the blanks. So here comes the first one. The blood from the heart is transported to all parts of the body by the arteries. Why so? Because arteries are carrying oxygenated blood and heart is receiving the oxygenated blood from the lungs with the help of aorta. This oxygenated blood transport to all body parts, so that aorta is nothing but the biggest artery, so that's why we have written artery. Second one is hemoglobin is present in dash cells. So only one cell was there which consists color pigment, and that is red blood cell. The color pigment name is hemoglobin. Third one is arteries and veins are joined by a network of definitely capillaries. So capillaries is going to connect the arteries and veins. The arteries are further getting smaller and smaller, finally converted into a huge network of thin tubes named as capillaries. These capillaries further united and form the another blood vessel named as blood vein. So हुआ ना एक दूसरे के साथ कनेक्शन, कैपिलरीज का एक एंड है वो आर्टरीज के साथ कनेक्टेड है एंड सेकेंड एंड है वो किसके साथ कनेक्टेड है, वेन्स के साथ. The rhythmic expansion and contraction of the heart is called definitely heartbeat. Okay, first the heart is going to expand. At that time, the valve gets open. All the blood from the auricles transfer into the ventricles. This is the first. Second is rhythmic contraction. So during the contraction, the blood which is in ventricles, it's transfer into respected blood vessels like pulmonary artery and aorta. Clear? Okay, so this rhythmic expansion and contraction of heart is called heartbeat. Next one is the main excretory product in human beings is urea. Okay, 95% water is there, 2.5% other wastes are there, and the most important excretory product of urine is nothing but the urea. Next one is sweat, consists water and salt, also waste too. Next one is kidneys eliminate the waste material in the liquid form called urine. Okay. Next one is water reaches great heights in the trees because of a suction pool caused by transpiration. This transpiration is will create a situation like you are just having your juice by straw. Okay, both the process are similar. The suction pull force is there, and it is because of the transpiration. Next one is choose the correct option. Here comes the first. In plants, water is transported through option number 1, xylem, option number 2, phloem or phallem, option number 3, root hair, and option number 4, stomata. So, two vascular tissues are present that we understood. Actually, so many others are there, but we understood two, that is xylem and phloem. Phloem's function is to transport the food. So, what should be the answer? Definitely xylem. So, xylem's main function is to transport water to all plant parts. Second one is water absorption through roots can be increased by keeping the plants in the shade, in dim light, under fan, or covered with a polythene bag. So, if you keep it under the shade, so at that time what will happen? The loss of water because of the heat of the sun वो कम हो जाएगा, मीन्स ट्रांसपीरेशन प्रोसेस कम हो जाएगी. ट्रांसपीरेशन प्रोसेस कम तो सक्शन पुल कम, सक्शन पुल कम तो वाटर एब्जॉर्प्शन भी क्या हो जाएगा? लो हो जाएगा. सेकेंड वन, इन द डिम लाइट. ओके, डिम लाइट सेम वे लाइक अ शेड में जो कंडीशन है that will be applicable in dim light too. So second option is cannot be possible. Third one is under fan. So if you keep the plant under the fan, so what will happen that uh, because of the wind speed, the evaporation ratios increases, and the evaporation ratios increases means transpiration increases, and if transpiration increases, the water absorption definitely going to increase. Covered with a polythene bag कुछ result provide आपको नहीं करेगा. So right answer is under the fan. Next one is number 4. It's a question. Why is transport of material necessary in a plant or in an animal? Explain. So, 2 mark question is there because it is start with the why. So, you must have to provide the proper reason. So, transportation material, why it is necessary. So, let me take one example. You are inhaling the oxygen gas. This oxygen gas is transported throughout your respiratory system, and then it is going to provide given to the blood. This blood will going to transport this oxygenated blood throughout the body. Suppose if there is no transportation system, does the oxygen provided to all cells? No, that will be not possible. And if cells does not get any oxygen, do they cell survive? No. And if the cell will not survive and the organs fails, will you able to survive? No, human beings cannot be. So same way, different materials are there which have some special importance. If that material is not transported into respected living organism, then what will happen? That person may die. Okay, so that's why transportation is important. Over here in the answer, we have just mentioned one example of plants. So आप वो भी लिख सकते हो और animal का भी लिख सकते हो. So over here it is written different parts of the body perform different functions. Definitely, kidneys function is to purify your blood. Heart's function is to provide pump the blood to all body parts. Respiratory system's main function is to just exchange the gases along with breakdown of the food. Digestion complex into simpler. So like this way you see that different organs are having different functions. So based on that, let me take one example that plants are having plant parts like roots, stem, leaves, flower, buds, etc. So roots main function is to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. This water has been provided to leaves, and then these leaves will going to combine the CO2 and water in the presence of sunlight and make food named as carbohydrate. So, if transportation is not possible, how this water can be reached to the leaves? First point. Second point that suppose कैसे भी करके वो पहुंच गया, लेकिन leaves are performing the photosynthesis process and make food. Now, if transportation is not present, how this food can be transported to the roots? Right? Okay, and there is no any other utility of water absorption done by root if transportation is not present in the plant. So like this way you see over here that transportation is essential, else well plant cannot able to survive neither by the water nor by the food. So that's why transportation system is necessary. Second one is next one is what will happen if there are no platelets. Okay, three blood cells are present, that is red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Red blood cells function is to transport oxygen to all plant body parts. White blood cells function is to fight against the disease. And last but not the least is platelets. So platelets main function is to clot the blood at wounded area. So suppose if there is no platelets present in the body or in the blood. So at that time if you have any kind of injuries and the bleeding is going on and on. So if platelets is not present, the clotting of blood cannot be possible. And because of that, huge amount of blood can be flow out and it can create a very dangerous situation. That's why there must be platelets in the blood. So immediately they will just going to come nearby the wound, create the clot and stop the bleeding. So it is written blood cannot clot without platelets. So if there any cut, blood will flow out ceaselessly. Cease मतलब कि एक limit. So ceaselessly causing the person to die. Excessive blood अगर flow हो जाएगा, so it can cause a person die. Next one is what are stomata? Give two functions of stomata. We just now discussed in the other questions, that is that stomata is the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. Okay, and it is having mainly two functions. The first function is to exchange the gases, means taking in carbon dioxide during daytime and release oxygen at night time. While performing respiration, it is going to open the stomata and absorb the oxygen. Clear? So exchange of gases has been done by stomata. The second one is the transpiration process. So transpiration means excess or loss of water in the presence of loss of water in terms of water vapor by the leaves is known as transpiration. Okay, so it is also done by the stomata. So here comes the answer. Tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves and function is to exchange the gas and eliminate the excess water by transpiration. Next one is, does transpiration serve any useful functions in plants? Explain. Okay, so ट्रांसपीरेशन से कुछ मतलब कोई फायदा होता है प्लांट्स को या कोई तरीके से यूजफुल है. So definitely that transpiration is going to create a suction pull, and due to that reason the roots can easily absorb more amount of water. Along with that, the water can reach to all plant parts. So this is the main use of transpiration. It is written due to transpiration a suction pressure develops which is an aid to the transpiration of water. Next one is what are the components of blood. So as I told you that components of blood, that is two blood cells and plasma. Name the blood cells, that is RBC, WBC and platelets. Next one is why is blood needed by all parts of the body. So blood conveys so many things together. Okay, बहुत सारी चीज़ों को वो transport करता है. That is oxygen, carbon dioxide, water, then nutrient, then waste, then chemical substances. So this all thing is been going to transported with the help of blood. So that's why the blood is needed by all parts of the body. Next one is what makes the blood look red because of the red color pigment named as hemoglobin. So here is the answer. Next one is describe the function of the heart. So heart's main function is to collect the blood from the body and distribute it to the body. मतलब collect भी करना है and distribute भी करना है. एक मार्क पे पूछा जाए तो. Otherwise, you have to write, if it is asked in 4 marks, then you have to describe this whole process, working of heart. Now, next question is, why is it necessary to excrete waste products? If you are not going to excrete the waste product, what will happen? That is will going to collect inside your body slowly and gradually it will convert it into toxic substances which can cause hazardous condition. So इसलिए time to time body में से waste निकलना जरूरी है. Next one is to draw the diagram related to excretory system. So you have to draw like in a manner, mention artery, vein connected with kidney. Okay, दोनों ही arteries and vein दोनों ही आप देख सकते हो अच्छे से connected है with the help of kidney. Now this kidney has been connected with the tubular structure named as ureter which transport waste from kidney to urinary bladder. Then urinary bladder temporarily stores urine, okay, and time to time it will remove out with the help of urethra. So draw properly and mention the labels properly. So that's it about this chapter. In the next time I will bring some other chapters for you. Okay, till then have a nice day. Bye.